I try not to read too much into the short-term sort of price moves. Yeah, you're right. We're trading at about 57, 58,000 at the moment, back off its sort of recent all-time highs. There's been a lot of talk about leverage in the market, but the market has ups and downs. Bitcoin continues to be relatively volatile, and I think this is sort of a healthy move as it consolidates a little bit.
Can we say that Bitcoin is correlated with anything? Is it an inflation hedge? Is it a gold type trade, or is it basically just a risk on punt?
Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies generally is still a very nascent asset class. So what they are is, I think, still being bedded in. It's definitely got inflation resistant characteristics. It definitely has store of value characteristics, hence the comparison to gold. But I think the growth trajectory going from non-existence 11 years ago to where we are today is the primary driver of what we see in sort of the price moves in the investment returns.
Jason, I haven't asked this question for people for a while, so I'll ask you the most basic question in the world. What is Bitcoin worth?
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is worth, it's priced in the same way any other asset is, right? It's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. That's going to be a driver of demand. It's going to be sort of part of scarcity in there as well. But I think if you think about it, if you take a step back and try to think about it holistically, it should really be a representation of the value that that network brings to its users. And I think as we see more and more people, more companies, more countries starting to adopt Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies, the use cases for blockchain technology generally, we're going to see that value continue to grow.
I think we're all very excited about El Salvador and their measures there, of course. But seriously, should our viewers buy it at $60,000? Should they wait till it's back down to $30,000, or wait till? I mean, you say you have to look at it holistically. We can value most other assets in the world by looking at relative valuations, by looking at historic valuations, by looking at the pool of liquidity backing it up. What you're saying is you don't know what Bitcoin's worth.
As a price target right now, what it should be worth, it's very difficult to put your finger on it. I do think that the space is going to continue to grow. I think if you're a long-term investor, starting to dollar cost average in does make sense with an amount of your portfolio that you're comfortable with. I think that in the long term, this is going to be an expanding space. These networks are going to have an increasing amount of retained value within them. If you're asking, is this the best entry point right here? Short-term trying to time a market, Bitcoin or anything else is exceptionally difficult. It's definitely not the business that I'm in. But I think long-term, the growth trajectory of this technology, of this really transformative technology, is only going in one direction.